What's up? What do you say to the weekend shop update? Cheers. How's it going, everybody? Mike with Cleveland Cutting Board and Furniture Company. I know it's been a minute. It's been crazy busy. My life is all over the place right now, so I apologize for the delay. I do appreciate people asking me, hey, when's the next video coming out? That's always pretty cool that people are sitting on pins and needles, I'm sure, waiting for the next weekend shop update. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing, yesterday, I did a show down in Akron, North Canton? I think it was Akron. It was for Wayside Furniture. They had seen me do a couple TV spots, seen my social media. I said, hey, would you mind coming down and setting up? It's our first annual pre-Memorial Day show. So I went down there. It was the beginnings of what I think will be a good show. It wasn't bad. I think I talked to the Sophie who organized it, who's awesome. She was great to work with. I gave her some ideas. Some other vendors gave her some ideas about, making it more visible from the street and things like that. But it was a decent turnout. It was nice for me to get down there because I'm not really, I don't have a lot of, up in the Cleveland area, Northern Ohio, I'm good, but I want to kind of expand down there. So I was down there. So it was a good show. I was there from 10 to 2, 2:30 left. I did accidentally run over their cornhole boards when I was leaving, so sorry about that. But that was a good show. Met some new people. One of my favorite things about doing these shows is meeting other vendors and building those relationships and talking. And then the show was a little slow, so I talk to other vendors. We do some trading. Hey, I'll trade you a charcuterie board for a shirt, or I'll trade you a cutting board for some of your homemade honey because I like honey. So it works out good. It was still a good time. It was special till 6, but like I said by 2 o'clock it was pretty much winding down. Great band that was playing. I can't remember their name, but they were pretty cool. Enjoyed listening to them. So if you're down if you're down towards Canton or Akron, check out Wayside Furniture. They're a pretty cool store. I walked through there once, just kind of before I left, and it's a neat store. Lots of great stuff. So that was a good time. Wood slabs. If anyone's looking for wood slabs, I have access to all kinds of great slabs. Everything from walnut, maple, cherry, red oak, white oak, quarter stone white oak, slabs like this I have access to. This I believe is 11 foot tall, 4 feet wide. So if you need a tabletop or you need something like that, or a countertop, island, what have you, a bench, we have the wood between me and my two buddies. So let me know if you're interested and we can go from there. A knife block. I made this knife block for my cousin. It's all done, ready to go. I'll probably be delivering that later today. These, so my knife blocks are a bit different than everybody else's. I use high-end 4 or 5 rare earth magnets. The magnets are like $1.25 a piece. That's my cost. So you figure you put 4 in there at a piece. That's $5 per knife, and you have 5 knives. That's $25 just in the magnets. Then you figure the wood and the labor. So yes, a little more expensive, but you want, especially if you have one like a knife block like mine, where I have like the cleavers and the higher end knives, you don't want them falling off. A friend of ours out in Reno, she actually dropped a knife on her foot and had to have surgery. So it's important to have those knives well stuck to the wall. So and another reason too, a lot of people are going to knife blocks because 2 reasons. One, the actual block that you knife magnet wall thingies. Knife blocks are what you put on the ground or on your countertops. 2 reasons why people are getting away from those. One, they take up space. You have all these steak knives and all these knives, you use probably the same 2 knives. It takes up countertop space. And 2, you gotta be careful because there's people who have told me, yeah, I didn't wipe the knife totally dry. I put it in there, and the next thing you know, there's mildew or mold or whatever growing in the knife block itself. That's why people like having the chef, whatever the knife magnet, I'm drawing a blank on what it's freaking called, but where you put the knife on the wall, piece of wood, magnets, blah, 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 you know what I'm talking about. So if you need one of those, let me know. It is a nice space saver. And I said, I've got 5 knives I use repetitively. And it's actually, they're really nice knives. I like displaying them. So knife block, let me know. I have more magnets in stock that I can order more if you want. Resin skulls. So I've been doing resin skulls. Here's actually a skull with resin skulls in it. A skull full of skulls. Yeah, so I take little skull molds, put them in a big skull mold, clear resin. So I got a bunch of those done. Those always sell pretty quick. Every now and then I'll make some just to make them, but usually if you see them all different colors, it's because I had leftover resin, and the resin is really expensive. It's still around $100 a gallon. Hopefully it's coming down a little bit, I guess, maybe, but I hate wasting that stuff, so that's why I bought these molds. So I have these new molds here that have little cavities in them. So if you want to plant a little like a little cactus or whatever, if you want something to throw your change in or whatever, I have these now in stock. The Hear No, See No, and Speak No Evil skulls are pretty cool. My buddy Eric, I gave him a set. He raises little cactuses. So let's see. The table boat for my friend the Kirby's, the awesome couple. I like these guys because they keep to themselves. They're quiet. Great, got a couple great kids. They do their own thing. They're really nice to everybody. They're just a great couple. So I built this tabletop for them a couple years, 2 summers ago, I think it was. Sapele, breadboard ends, pinned in, CNC carved and filled with, it's right behind you, that's what I'm looking at over there. I filled it in with a blue resin. It's been out in the sun, so it got a little flaky, so it came back in, sanded off the first couple of coats, and then reapplied 4 more coats. Now, remember, when it comes to resin, or when it comes to varnish for boats, I'm looking for the can. When it comes to varnish, here it is. Here's what I like to use. Lust. Total Boat is a great brand, lots of great products. So with varnish, they say 2 coats per year, and the first 2 coats don't count. I've said that many times. So if you're doing a project for outside, you want a minimum, when you first get the wood, 4 coats. Put on 4 coats, and then every year I recommend doing 2 coats. Even if you don't think it needs it, light sanding, boom, 2 more coats. I know boats out there. When you see these boats, these wood boats that are beautiful, ones like this here, this has probably got 10 coats on it. They put 3 or 4 coats, lightly sand it, get rid of what's called the orange peel, make it smooth. I wet sanded mine. So this here, the last 2 coats got wet sanded. I hit it with a spray bottle, I think I used 600 grit sandpaper, go through it, get it nice and smooth, and then lay down that last couple of coats, get that nice gloss finish. So especially when you're in the sun and you start walking around it, if you don't have a nice smooth surface, you'll start seeing the imperfections. So definitely, yeah. So Total Boat, I'm not, Total Boat is the brand I like. Total Boat, if you're watching, sponsor me, hit me up. Let's see, countertop project. I got the Poorman Road countertop project done. So whenever you do a project like that, whenever you're talking about something custom and you have customers and they're explaining to you and it's coming in one ear and it's going in your brain, you're kind of picturing something, there's always that nervousness. Is this what they want? Am I figuring this right? So there's always anxiety. Ask my wife, I lose sleep every night before delivery day. I'm a nervous wreck because I'm worried it's not going to be right. When I walked in and set it into place, Rob, the homeowner, goes, that's exactly what we wanted. Man, what a great feeling that was. Real happy. And nice thing too is I've become friends with these guys. I worked with them for a few months on this project between me getting started and working on my end and the remodel on their end. But yeah, we're planning on a trip going out to west side of where we live to visit some places that we both like to go to and spend some time. We invite them over for some drinks and stuff. So making friends like that is obviously I work for the money, but it's always a big bonus when I make friends from projects like that. So yeah, he literally said that's exactly what we wanted, and it was like, oh man, what a great feeling that was. So that project is done, and then they want some more stuff in the future. Once they're remodeled, they're doing a whole remodel, reshape the kitchen a little bit, took out a countertop, rearranged like their pantry. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's done. They're going to do a subway tile backsplash, so they're pretty good. Countertops are challenging, and the walls are got a little bow to it, so you got to go through and so yeah, looking forward to seeing that one done. Grill scrapers. It is that time of year. I've been getting orders for grill scrapers like crazy. I knocked out a batch of 20, primarily for the show I did yesterday, this past Saturday, but I sold probably half of them before it even got to that point. And then yesterday at the show, I sold, I think, 6 or 7 grill scrapers. Those things are great. They go fast, they last. The ones you buy at most big box stores are going to be a softer wood that's just not going to last. I use only oak, maple, or hickory. And I think I'm out of hickory, which is good because I hate working with hickory. But I got some oak up there. I got some maple, so I'll probably do another batch of those in a little bit. Those are only $25 each, and for an extra $10, I can put someone's name on it or something like that. Or if you have a business and you want a bunch of them, I can put your company logo or your store logo on there, and we can work out a deal on bulk orders of 10 or more. So, grill scrapers, it's that time of year. I've got one I've been using for 3 years now, and I actually left it out all winter. I did a light sanding on it with some 120 sandpaper and then re-oiled it. They just have mineral oil finish on them, and it's good to go. Mine actually has the little teeth marks in it, or the little from rubbing it on the grate, the grill itself, because every grill has different spacing on the grate, right? So after you use it a few times, it starts getting that copy, so it really works well. The more you use it, and then all you do is just warm soap and water, wipe it off, knock off that grease on the end of it, and then re-oil it, and you're good to go. Cocktail smokers. I got an order for 15 cocktail smokers. Got those made another 15, and I sold all but 2 or 3 yesterday. Those are great. $30 gets you the actual smoker itself. It gets you a bag of chips, and it gets the butane lighter. Now, the lighters are empty. You got to buy your own butane just because I do ship them and stuff like that, but you can buy butane at the dollar store pretty cheap. So, yeah, I've only got a couple left, so I'll batch out more of those. The hickory ones seem to be the cool ones everyone likes right now. Like I said, I'll probably knock out. When I do those, I usually just set a day aside and batch out and just do a day of just smokers and grill scrapers. That's what I did the other day. Just knock out just spent the day doing just those 2 items. See what else. Bowl blank. My good buddy Scott, he had some type of crabapple tree. I forget what he said. It was something crabapple that fell over in a storm. And he goes, hey, do you want this for bowls? So I went over his house. It has these crazy colors like this red and orange and yellow. So he got his chainsaw out, slabbed up a couple pieces. I have them sitting in the other building up in the loft. They're in wax. I'll probably get them over here in the next week or so and rough turn them down to about 1.5 inches thick, seal them, and then they'll sit for at least a year till they're dry. Hopefully they don't split too much. This was a little bit of a burl, and there was 3 pieces that came together. So those are really tough when they dry because they tend to, when you have 3 branches that come together and form a base, they tend to crack. So I got those cool. Looking forward to seeing those. The problem is you got to wait for a year. I need to build a kiln someday, a bowl drying kiln, something small. I have a building in the back. I've been thinking about doing that for a while now, but anyway. Let's see. It is wedding gift season. I have been getting orders for wedding gifts like crazy. So remember, it's probably 2 or 3 weeks right now for a board because I got the go ahead from my good friend Dustin. He's ready for his end table, so I'm gonna knock those out. I have a countertop. I got a kitchen dining table. I'm gonna strip down. It had a showroom finish on it. I'll talk more about that in a future video. I got to get that going. And then I have our table for our house, the round table. I've been promising my wife for 3 years now. I don't know what she's bugging me about it for, but actually she's not bugging me about it. But I just want to get it done and get out of here. And then it's show season, so I got to get my inventory up. So let's see what else. Wedding gifts, yeah. So if you need a wedding gift, I need about at least a 3-week order or 3-week lead time, as much time as possible. And I have charcuterie boards in stock, so if you want something smaller, I might be able to accommodate you that. But if you want something special, then give me as much notice as possible. Wingay. So Wingay is one of the new woods. It's one of the, not new wood, it's been around for millions of years, but it's a wood. I picked up a bunch of it from my buddy Bill over at Cleveland Lumber. Very expensive wood, very hard, challenging to work with because it's just tough. But had some offcuts left, so I made some little, remember not scraps, offcuts. Little bowls, some little dishes. Here's one that's sanded. Here's one that's still got to get sanded. These are great gifts for people who want something, the great size. This is the size I have. This is probably going to be a stock size. It's good enough you can throw your watch in there, your wallet, your change. And then these can be laser engraved. So I'll have a bunch of those in stock coming up. And I'll probably do that with multiple woods. So the little bowl blanks. Those are the little trays sold pretty well yesterday. People like them with like their dad's initials or mom's initials. So with Father's Day coming up pretty soon, keep that in mind. This Wingay, it's a little more expensive. It's actually a lot more expensive, but you put your dad's initials in there, and it's a great gift for the dad that has everything. Well, next, moving on, vintage boards. So I was sitting around doing what guys do, and they sit around. I can only imagine where I was sitting. So I was scrolling on my phone, and I looked up vintage cutting boards, and I noticed a trend looking back at all these old farmhouse pictures, and let's just say my legs went numb. I was doing so much searching. Went through and I found that back in the day, cutting boards had handles. So I did some research. I've done these before, but I really like the look of the beaver tail, simple handles, but all these cutting boards. Here's some pictures I found online that just kind of inspired me to kind of come up with this, like get back into this shape. This is more like a charcuterie board. Obviously, with being the domestic hardwoods, you can definitely cut on it, but for your breads, for your charcuterie, it's just nice having, because we carry a traditional charcuterie board with hands there, but having that handle, being able to present that to people, I really like the design of the beaver tail. So I'm going to do more of these. I've got different sizes. I'm probably going to do 2 runs, 2 different sizes, this being a smaller and probably a bigger one. Yeah, so I like that vintage look. People, I didn't know it was a thing, but people, I'm glad they do it, but people I talked to yesterday at the show mentioned, oh yeah, I like to add this to my cutting board collection. Great. I love to hear that people are collecting cutting boards and they want different sizes and styles. And it also does, I've talked to home designers I've worked for in the past, interior decorators, and they like using charcuterie boards, bread boards, stuff like this as just decoration. Then you put some family name on there or some family quote, and it makes a great gift as well. So Also, I got an order from Yetis. I did a bunch of cups for the Catawba Island Boat Show. My friend Michelle runs that. She does a great job. She eats, sleeps, and breathes boating. She's the director of that. So I believe they teamed up with Progressive Insurance. I think it was Progressive. Anyway, she called and ordered some Yetis for some VIPs at the boat show. I knocked those out for her. They got picked up. She was happy with them. Saturday morning, day of the boat show, she calls me and says, I need 8 more. I said, well, here's the colors I have. She was great. So I knocked those out for her, got those delivered, and it turned out awesome. So I do have Yetis in stock, cups, 20-ounce tumblers. I have a lot of the low balls, which are real popular right now. A lot of people already have the 20-ounce tumblers, so if you're looking for a gift, the 20-ounce tumblers are a nice alternative. They're great for whiskey or just coffee or something like that. I also have some of the stainless steel thermoses, stuff like that, water bottles. So, and now it's time for dumb shit people say to small business owners. I had a lady call me about 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, asked me for a price on a charcuterie board with laser engraving for a wedding she had to attend. I told her the boards start at $25. Engraving also starts at $20. She goes, well, that's $45. That's more I want to spend. Can you do anything cheaper? I said, no. She goes, well, I promise I'll buy more in the future if you give me a deal now. I said, no. And she abruptly ended the conversation. No big deal. So fast forward to about a week and a half ago, I got a call on a Wednesday night. I was literally leaving my house. I had something very important I had to go do, something I've been putting off for a long time that needed to get done. So I went out, I said, ma'am, she called and said, hey, I found a board I bought. It was some piece of shit on Amazon. She goes, I bought a board. I have a board I bought. Can you get it engraved for me? I said, sure, drop it off. I have it for you in a few days. She goes, no, I'm leaving tomorrow. I need this board tonight. I can be at your house in an hour. Now, at this point, it's around 6:30. I was going to do this important thing. I couldn't put off no more. I've already put it off too many times. It was just I couldn't put it off anymore. I had to get done. So I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. She goes, well, I can be there in an hour. Well, it's 6:30. You're going to get here at 7:30, do the design, a laser engraving. That puts me around 7:30, 4 to 8. I wouldn't be able to go and take care of this event I had to take care of. And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't have time. I'm leaving. She goes, it's a quick $20 for you. I don't know what the problem is. It's $20, but yes, it's an hour of me waiting for you. I said, no, I'm sorry. One thing I've learned in the recent year or so is the importance of balance, taking time for yourself. Like I said, especially when it's something as important as this. So I said, nope, sorry. She hung up the phone, and that was the end of it. So I go take care of my business here, and I post. Then I posted a picture of me or a video of me doing that important thing. The next day, I got a text from her saying, I seen your post. I guess you weren't too busy. I guess you don't need the money, because I went and took care of this instead of sitting around for an hour or so waiting for her. So it's just the dumb shit people say, the fact that I took time for myself, 2 hours at the end of a 12-hour day already, to go freaking fishing on a river by my house to relax in the middle of the week after at that point in the week I already had freaking almost 40 hours. So yeah, to make $20, of course I like money. Who doesn't? But it wasn't worth, this was more important to go get some fly fishing in, and then to sit around and wait for her to make $20. So anyway, that's it for this week's Cleveland Cutting Board Weekend Shop Update. Like I said, if you need anything, it is about a 2 to 3 week wait right now. I do have some things in stock, so if you're open, if you call me and you're interested in something, send me your price range, okay? People call and say, hey, I need a cutting board. How much? What kind of wood? What shape? What size? Do you want laser engraving? Do you want a handle? Do you want a juice screw? Do you want a juice well? What do you want? So say, hey, I'm looking for, my friend Alex just called. She says, hey, I need a wedding gift. I need $200 is my budget. So boom, done. I know exactly what to make for her. I know I'm working on the design. I know where she's at. I know what to do. Because the next person might call and say, I need a $50 project or $50 gift. So then I can get you something like this, laser engraved. You know, these are $30, $20 for laser engraved, $50, you have a customized handmade gift. So that's it for this weekend's shop update. Just remember, everybody's going through something, and don't make your irresponsible, poor time planning someone else's emergency. Everyone's having something in their life that's challenging, and everyone needs to be a little more forgiving and understanding. If you don't like it, move on. Kill them with kindness. Cheers. I literally got my fly stuck on my fucking whatever these are called.